Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay. What do we have for Aries? Alright, so you got like something really good here. You're evaluating. Okay, that's good. We like that. Wow. You might be the best one I've done so far. I mean, I've done 4 others. I don't know what that means, but but I like what I'm seeing here. I'm very partial to Aries energy anyway. My moon is Aries, so I like it. Starting off, like, all right, so the strongest energy you're seeing here, I'm seeing here anyway, the Sun card, starts off really good. But I like your energy. The way you're handling this, it's kind of like, it's like that beautiful moment. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's getting along. Things are working out better than expected. I wouldn't say it was like, utopia, but I would say it's kind of like, you have this event, a couple people are usually a pain in the butt, and maybe this person's late, and maybe that person doesn't cook so well. But in this situation, even the people who are usually a pain in the butt are getting along, and they're really fun to deal with, and you're like, that's odd. The person who doesn't usually really cook that good kind of knocked it out of the park this time. You're like, wow, that's rare. How cool. And it's just like, it's even like the weather. It's kind of like it's a beautiful day, perfect for what we were doing. You're just kind of like, this came together unexpectedly well. Unexpectedly well. Okay, but true to Aries, and I really do think this is true to Aries, you're kind of like, okay, well, it's good right now. It's good right now. And you're kind of like, there are some things I want to talk about, but you know what? I'm having too much fun. Aries loves to have fun. I don't care what anybody says. I really do think Aries loves to have fun. That's one of their things. Like, they'll fight, obviously. Yes, I know. The whole war thing. I know. But Aries loves to have a good time. They really do. And if people are going to leave you alone and everybody's going to get along, you love to have a good time. Let's have a good time. So there's things you're kind of like, I really actually want to bring something up, but right now, I'm enjoying how things are going. I'm having too much fun. And you're also looking at this like, it's not going to change anyway. So it's kind of like, I could deal with that later. Don't really want to bring it up. I don't really know if it's going to make a difference. So I'm just going to enjoy my life right now and have a good time. Having a good time, going to keep having a good time. You are also, thinking to yourself, like, what else you're going to do with the situation. And you're watching how people are getting along. Aries is smart. You probably are watching how people are interacting with each other, and you're just kind of like making up your mind, like, when is the better time to talk about certain things, and who's going to be a problem and who's going to go along with it, whatever you need to talk about. But it's kind of like, no, you're having a good time. You want to keep having a good time. And nobody knows what you want to bring forward. So you're like, when I want to, I'll say what I want to when I want to. Aries is great with that too. I'll say what I want to when I want to. So whatever with that. And I feel like you're also kind of putting together a little bit of a plan, kind of like, I got a lot here I want to deal with. I always have a lot to deal with is what I'm feeling with the Aries energy. But when the appropriate time comes forward, that's when I'll do what I'm going to do. You seem to be ready for it. Now, I'm getting the 3 of Wands here with the Knight of Wands and the Balance card. People don't seem to be... I don't know. I think there's somebody around, at least one, who knows. They know you're going to come towards them at some point, but they're also like playing it a little naive, kind of like, maybe I can schmooze over the Aries. It's almost like they're bending over backwards to get on your good side, and it's almost like you'll probably realize it. I'm assuming you will. But it's kind of like making you laugh. It's kind of like, yeah, that doesn't change what you did, but okay. I feel like it kind of makes you chuckle, kind of like, uh-huh. Like, it's kind of like they might have done something out of turn or said something they shouldn't have said, and you know it. You're not bringing it up on this occasion, and maybe they're like, oh, Aries, look, we got extra chocolate cake. Do you want some? And you're like, yeah. And they know that you love chocolate cake, for example, if that's your thing, or whatever it may be. And you're like, yeah, sure. You're thinking to yourself, you're almost laughing about it, like, if they think this is getting them off the hook, they are sadly mistaken. But I'll take that cake. Why not? I like it. I want it. I'll take it. Whatever. Um, it's like it's not lost on you, but it's still kind of like I'm still gonna call you out, but still, I'm not doing it today. But okay. They're trying to like, hopefully, they're thinking they're setting up the stack. They're stacking the deck. That's what I'm trying to say. Kind of like to their favor. I'm getting this chuckle energy with you. It's funny. Something makes me laugh because whatever it is you're letting go by at this point, you're just bringing it up later, which is interesting. Aries doesn't usually wait, but I think you're having so much fun. I think that is why. You're just like, it's not the appropriate time. I'm just not going to bring it up. But you will later, and it's. I always notice the laugh on the Hierophant there, which it's, I almost feel like when you're finally bringing it up, it's like making you laugh, almost like, ha ha ha, here we go. Like they thought I wasn't going to bring it up. I don't know why they thought that, but here we go. I feel like you're amused. I really feel like you're amused. Like, here we go. Get your seatbelt on because we're taking a drive. Like, here we go. And you got the moon card here because you're like, even when you're going into it, you're kind of like, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to handle it, but I'm definitely bringing it forward, and maybe I'll amuse myself with this conversation. Wait, where's that going? Kind of like, you could go straight into it, but you're kind of amused with it. It's almost like you're kind of like, I want them to tell me. I want them to bring it up. I'm going to see if I can make them bring it up. You are amused. I literally, because this is not normal Aries energy that I get. It's kind of like, Aries would usually go boom, right to it. Like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. But the fact that they tried to schmooze you over, I just feel like you're tickled. Like, okay, all right. I'll start the conversation. Let's see where they take it. I think that's what we got with you. It's a little strategic. Like, I'll start the conversation. I won't tell them everything I know, but I'm wondering if they'll just admit to stuff, and I'm also wondering if they'll tell me things or admit to things that maybe I didn't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with this character? So you're amused though. You are amused because if you were not in the mood for it, you would just go right to it, and that would be that. You are amused. I keep getting it. It's kind of making me laugh. It makes me want to laugh. Like, it really makes me want to laugh. Now they're coming forward very carefully. At first, but I feel like once they realize they have your attention and you're letting them tell you, they're coming right forward with it. Whatever it is, it's kind of like, all right, I've dealt with the Aries before. They're gonna cut me right to the quick of it if I get on their nerves. They do know that. It seems like they should be smart enough to know that. If they get on your nerves, all right, enough of the bull. Let's just get to it. You're amused to a little bit. Like, okay, let's see what you come up with. Tell me your story. Tell me your story. I feel like that's your energy, kind of like whoever you're dealing with. Tell me your story. I'd love to hear it. They tread very carefully walking in, but once you start the conversation and they realize you want them to fill in the blanks, they're like, okay, I probably should just do that. Because if they want that, if I play the game the way the Aries wants me to, it might go better for me. So they're telling you everything. They're telling you everything. It's the King of Wands, but the King of Wands is just kind of like, well, this is what I did, and it doesn't matter if you like it, that's what happened. The King of Wands, I don't really think of as tactful, usually. I think of this, and it's a very cooperative energy towards Aries, not for nothing. Kind of like, this is what it was, that's how it went, and that's just what it is. They're like, I'm not going to pussyfoot around it, that's just what it is. And they're like, when I'm dealing with Aries, I just got to put it right out on the table, and they're also thinking, you probably already know anyway. I mean, you probably do. But they're just putting it right out there. And I feel like they're going on about it for a minute. And at first you're kind of like, maybe I should shut this down and just wrap this up. But then you're like, well, some of this I'm kind of curious how far this is going. So you're going through it. When I'm getting the Ten of Wands, it's more fire energy, but it's kind of like you're enduring through this conversation. Some of you might feel like you're suffering through this conversation, kind of like, I kind of want to cinch it up, but there's something here that I might need to know and I might not find out unless I let this person keep going with the blah, 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 because I might find something out that I probably will need to know later. So you're enduring. I like the word enduring through the conversation. That's the Ten of Wands. In the sacral chakra, kind of like, I need to know like what's going on here. I need to know. And you're also realizing at this moment anyway, if I let them keep going, they might slip a little bit of their poker hand forward and they don't mean to, but I might see something that can help me later that I need to know, that it's better for me to know. So I'll go along with this. This is not normal Aries energy. I can't say it enough because I'm just. But, this is like some other signs I've dealt with. Like, I think last time it was Leo. Kind of like, people may not think you can hold back. Oh, but when you want to, you can definitely hold back. Maybe Aries energy typically likes to go right in and just like, let's just deal with it and get on with it and move on. But when you're like, you know what? I need to know, and I'm finding out answers, especially when it's the truth. If they start lying to your face, that's going to shut it down. Like, I don't have time for stories. But if they're telling you the truth, and this energy seems to understand, like if they start giving you lines of bull, if they don't know what you do and what you don't know, that's the thing, because you're not really talking much, you're listening more. So they don't know what you do and don't know, but they know if they hand you a line of bull, we're shutting it down. That's it. We're not playing that game. So they're very forthcoming, and I feel like you're kind of like, this sounds legit. I'm going to test it later, but it sounds legit. Sounds good, but I'm not going to take just this person's word for it. I'm going to kind of like make sure that is true. You're getting a lot. You're kind of like, it's almost like somebody's saying, hey, blah, 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 and that over there. And you're like, and that over there. And you're kind of like, you're playing poker face with it. You're like not letting them know. You're like, I didn't realize that over there was related to this, but now I'm going to see exactly how far. Kind of like making a note to yourself, that over there is related to the situation. I need to find out how. You're just letting them continue to talk. They seem to think you already knew that. You're kind of like, So that's the thing with Aries energy. If you want to be more reserved, that's definitely within your power. If you decide that's what you're going to do. The next phase, because I feel like this is a moment. This moves on. Okay. The next phase, the final phase for this reading. King of Swords. You got a lot to think about, but it's the king, which I read king and queen equal, like they're both equal, but this is kind of like a very analytical kind of like, I'm searching out the proof, I'm looking for I'm proving what's going on here. What I've been told, how I've been told this is over there, that's related, how this, the other things I heard during this situation, you're reinforcing it, you're kind of making sure it is on the level, I feel like you're kind of like, I'm pretty sure some of this had to be embellished, at least a little bit, knowing who you're dealing with. Take that with a grain of salt. And you're kind of like, well, all right. They said, a blue truck with a bunch of bangs and scrapes in it. I mean, it's a blue van, and it has a dent in the side. Still cool. Still good. So good. And you're kind of like, that over there, I'm finding out, so these two people have been connecting in, and they've been doing this and that. Huh. I wasn't paying attention to them. I'm gonna now, though. And you're just kind of like connecting the dots, filling in where things need to be filled in, getting a lot more information. Whatever you're finding in this situation, I'm getting like you're connecting deeper bonds to the situation, deeper bonds. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles come in with the King of Cups in the environment. Very compatible energies. These two are very compatible. You're reinforcing the situation, and you're making sure where you want it to go, that's where it's going. And you, through the information you found, you're like, all right, I know that's going on over there now. Do I want to keep that going? Do I want to stop it? Based on what you want to come of it, how do you handle that? Who else do you need to bring into it? I feel like you're also bringing in some support here. When I'm getting this King of Cups, how it's melding in or matching in or marrying in, whatever you want to say, it seems it's like very cooperative to your energy, but also kind of like you're saying, this is the goal, this is where we're going, I need this from you to help make this happen, and you're going to enjoy this much as you're sharing the benefit of this with this person, because you're like, with this person intact, with this person helping me, I get triple the advantage or triple the outcome and double the security. So to make sure it stays where it's supposed to go. Through the information you found, you're realizing you need to add somebody else into it, is what I'm getting. And you're choosing very carefully who that's going to be. And again, it's going a lot better. There's a lot more reward. 3 times the reward I'm getting, but you're splitting that in half with this person. So it's still worth it. It's also one of the reasons you're doing that is because, you know, instead of having one wall blocking people from knocking things down, now there's two walls. There's two people looking out instead of one. Like instead of having one lookout, you got two lookouts. Makes it much more secure. I'm getting the outcome is going to be great. The woman holding a cart, like that matches up the King of Cups really well. This person's a great choice, whoever you're choosing. You know, if you think of it like $100, just to make this simple. Originally, you were going to get $100. Adding this person in, the situation yielded $300. So you split this with this person, you still made out with $150. Would you rather have $100 or $150? You know what I mean? It's very easy. I'm getting this person is helping you create this outcome that you very much want. It seems very simple, the end part, but why not, you know? The way you're playing this, the reserve, how you're holding back, like that's just not stereotypical Aries energy. But it's also, and I'm really, really confident with this, when you want to, when you've decided that's how it's going to go, you can, people would be surprised how much restraint you can have. I feel like people would be. Like if people really knew how much restraint when you've decided it's warranted you can have, I think people don't realize. I really think people don't realize. But that's what you're using here, restraint when you decide it's warranted. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.